The Painting with Magic Show with Brandon Thomas is brought to you by BrandonThomasArtSupply.com, home of the Brandon Thomas product line, and by the Brandon Thomas Instructor Team. Go to BrandonThomasArt.com to find an instructor near you.
Hey, it's Brandon T here with the Painting with Magic Show. And today I thought we'd do another little fun painting project for you. This time I have an 18 by 24 inch canvas. This is the Frederick Red label. And I have my Amazing White covered over that. Thin even coat of that, using a 2-inch brush. And what I have here is my oil colors all loaded up on my palette. These are Grumbacher pre-tested. I got a lot of questions on what I use. And the colors will go across the screen for you. The ones I'm using for this project. And it's a limited palette as usual. So I'll tell you what, let's go down here and let's load into some of this Prussian blue. Just a tiny little bit on the old 2-inch brush. Okay, I'm using an old dirty 2-inch brush that I used for the Amazing White. Alrighty, let's load it up nice little even amount. Alright, let's go up here now. Okay, so we're just going to use a little circle stroke today. I want to kind of have some airiness going up on here. So you can kind of see some clouds going up really quickly. And this is a very easy technique to make a sky, especially for beginners, and just an awesome little way to do it. Okay, you can see I'm having these little circles and everything. Not very much paint on here, very little paint. Back on this side now, we're going to do little circles again. Little tiny, little large circles, if that makes any sense. And just leave some white spaces in here. Alright, there we go. There we go. Something like this, make it super easy. There, a little extra at the base, a little extra all the way around. Okay. Okay, I just reloaded the brush. I'm just going to kind of go in here in the center and kind of add a little more darkness in here. A little more darker. This is going to be a very summery sky. Very summery, if that makes any sense. Okay, there we go. Okay, at the base, at the bottom, we're going to do the same thing. Paint these little circles. Alright. Leave these little open areas in here. Okay, just like that. There we go. I'm just going to keep blending it out. And just using the same brush and use some X strokes. Just to get this even out. And I go across it just like so. Okay, so now that I have the sky all blended out, I'll tell you what I want to do. I kind of want to add a few little clouds in here. And if you notice what I'm doing a big reflection again. I want to do another big old reflection for you. So let's go ahead and put some clouds in here. And to do that, we're going to go with the 1-inch brush today. Alright. Okay, so let's go into some titanium white. Okay, just a nice little bit of titanium white on the old 1-inch brush. Okay. And it should have some kind of like a dog paw going on here, kind of one rounded edge, just like that. Nice, and it's loaded up. Okay, let's go up here now. Okay, and I'm just going to tap in some of these white areas here, working around some textures. I'm going to kind of gently touch and kind of blend that out as I'm working it. Alrighty. Tapping and blending everything at the same time. Okay. Alright. Down in here. Just to kind of have some textures in the sky, because you're going to still see some textures in here. Even though it's a very light sky, you're going to have some of these nice little textures in there. And that'll help you with making your paintings look more realistic by having a few textures in here in those white areas. Alrighty. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now just kind of fluff it up and soften it up. And make sure there's not much paint in your brush when you're doing this. If you do this with a full loaded brush, it's going to cause you to pull your own hair out. So you don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. And we're going to do something in the water. So I'm going to reload the brush and go back to the water here. Okay, so back down here, instead of pushing down, we're going to push it up. Alrighty. Get that reflection to look right. Okay. And I'm not even following the sky. I don't need to. I'm just going to come in here in the light areas and just add the texture. Okay. Just like so. Kind of go across it this way. No pressure. Now if this brush does have a lot of paint on it, make sure you wash this brush before you do this, or grab a new clean dry one before you start doing this. Alright. Okay, so now that I have my water all blended out and the sky looks all nice and blended too, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put a mountain in here today. Since we did paint one last week, we're going to paint one this week. Alrighty. So I'll tell you what, let's grab the old palette knife and we'll take some black. I'm taking black, some Napathol red, and some Prussian blue. And just mix this up right here. Nice dark color for our mountain. Okay. Pull it out flat. And we'll get a nice little roll of paint around the old edge of your knife. Okay, let's go up here now. Okay, so I'm going to make this mountain here just a big long mountain. So right to here. Okay. Right there. Okay, just push it in there and design your mountain. Now you can use a filbert brush to do this with. You can use this palette knife like I'm doing here. You can do it however which way you want to do it. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to take my filbert brush here and grab some of this color. And just push it every which way. And so let's push it every which way you want to. Just like that. See, I got a big old mountain going all the way across this thing now. Alrighty. Alrighty, so I'm just going to use this brush to kind of pull it out a little bit. I don't want a big, really deep mountain in here. I want a small mountain. Not small, but not so deep. Probably going to cut it off about right here. So I'm just going to draw that out. Alrighty. Use a 1-inch brush to speed it up and get monkey faced on it. There we go. No more dibble dabbling with that little brush. Alrighty. They might be saying, how you get rid of that line? We'll get rid of that line in a minute. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put this one down here. So I'm just going to take this here and just say, oh, it goes right in here. That's where the peak starts. So I want to make it a little easier for you. Last week, well, not last week, but a week ago, somewhere, I used the old palette knife to do that with. Many people ask me, can you make it a little easier? Well, if you use this filbert brush, it'll make it a little easier for you. Okay, so boom, boom, so. Like something like that right there, see? So we got the basic shape of this mountain down. Basic shape. There's a couple little points and peaks that I didn't get, but that's okay. Now, so I'm just going to fill this on up, okay? So I'm just going to use this knife to, a little small end of the knife, to kind of throw those little textures kind of back into it. So I have a basic, rough kind of mountain down here, okay? And then I'll use my filbert brush just to pull this out. Alrighty, so I was just about having it all filled up, so I went back to my 1-inch brush and just going to use that to kind of blend it out. Alright. Okay, so now that I have the mountains in here, alright, so I got the mountain in here, I got it in the water. So now you can decide if you want to have snow or no snow on your mountain. So basically, if you don't want to put snow on there, that's fine. If you're a beginner, I encourage you, if you get your shapes all nice and laid out right there, you can play around with the highlights. But if you want to have more success with it, for this particular project, because you're doing the sky with the reflection in there, I would stay away from highlighting if you're a beginner, because if you go up and highlight so real nice, you come down here, you'll have some problems, and then you'll ruin your painting, and then you'll be frustrated. We don't want you to be frustrated. We want you to be able to easily get into some more advanced projects, and this one's a little more advanced, but it's more back into intermediate, and where people who are beginners can get into it, and intermediates can challenge some of their skill set. So, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to highlight this mountain, and then we're going to flip the painting around, and then we're going to try to highlight it from that way too, and make it a little bit more detailed. Okay, so let's try it out. So I'm going to take my palette knife, and then I will take some burnt umber and some titanium white. Okay, so I'm getting a nice little color here, because I want it to be more of a summery time scene. I'm just going to highlight it with this color right here. Okay, and I put that on the knife. Hopefully you can see that good. Alrighty, let's go up here now. Okay, so I'm going to use no pressure on here and just start to make some highlights to my little mountain. I'm not going to get crazy with it today. I'm just going to do something kind of simple, but not too simple, if you get what I mean. Hopefully I'm not saying too much, if you know what I mean. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I hope this is not too much. People want me to do a little bit more of a mountain like this one, but don't make it too difficult, they said. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little more titanium white to that same exact color, which is just burnt umber and titanium white. So I'm going to add a little more titanium white to it now. Maybe a little bit more. And just add a few extra little highlights to this. It may not even show up on the camera because it's just a slight extra. Okay, then there we go. Maybe I'll just kind of darken that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now the mountain might look a little weird to you because I flipped the painting around. So now the painting is flipped all the way around. So the mountain we just highlighted is down here, and I'm going to highlight up here. Alrighty, so before I do that, I'm going to check my kind of how I did, and I'm just going to kind of try to fix this a little bit more. So I'm just going to make this look a little bit more like the bottom or the top. This is the bottom when we're working on here. So just going to try to make this look a little bit more like what we were working on. Okay, that's a little better. There we go. That's not as pointy. Okay, that's good. I'll use my fillet brush just to fill all this in. Okay. There we go. So it looks a little better. And see, just like that, we can instantly kind of fix this up. Back up again, back to the 1-inch brush, and just blend that base out. Okay. Okay. Oh, messed up. I see, I messed up right then. It wouldn't look right, would it? See, we all mess up. Okay. Need to go this way. So it needs to go this way with the highlights. Can do some circles that way. Okay. Just so it looks similar. It doesn't have to be, like I said, perfect. Okay. Just something similar. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Alrighty. Okay, so now that I have the painting all fixed back up again, I want to work on some mist down here on the mountain. So I'll use my 1-inch brush that has a titanium white on it, and I'll take a little titanium white. I'm going to grab a little amazing white to go with that. Okay, and this will give me the color, the consistency I need to make some mist down here. So I'll tell you what, load this up here by crunching the brush into it, and we'll go up here and we'll start to add some mist. Okay, so we're just going to dab this in here. I'm not dabbing a lot of pressure. I'm holding the brush kind of a little bit back from normal, and then I'm just going to use this to crunch all the way over here. Okay. Make sure you get the bottom out. You don't want to be left out. And now I'm going to put that down. I'm going to grab a 2-inch, clean 2-inch dry brush, and then use that to blend out the mist. You might be saying you didn't add any shadows. Well, this is going to be one of those mountains that's kind of been melted. It's a summertime scene, so I'm not too worried too much about that. Having the mountain, the black to dark is going to be the shadow. Okay. Okay, just want to gently blend this out. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we have our mountain that's in here. It's got the mist is all in here. I want to start making some trees. And how I want to do this, I want to kind of make it look like it's coming from here and it's kind of wrapping out towards you, if that makes any sense. That's kind of how I want to have these trees come in. So we're going to take the palette and we're going to mix up some color here for our trees. So we're going to scrape up this dark color here. We're going to take some ivory black, and some Prussian blue, sap green, the red, and the burnt umber, all in there together. All right. Nice dark color. Alright. So now I took a number 3 fan brush. I'm going to start with a number 3, and I'm going to go through that color. Okay. And then crunch the brush in there. There we go. And let's go up here now. Okay, and I'm going to come in here and just push up. Remember that line we had in here before for that mountain? I can still kind of see that a little bit. And that's going to actually help me line this up. Alright. And we're going to come in here and just make those trees like we normally do, going up and down. Okay. As these trees will get bigger, they're going to create the details, the big trees. That needs to go all the way down. Okay. This is covering up that one. It's going to cover that one. Bigger tree right here. Now right now this feels like going like this way here. It's actually playing with my own mind. So I'm gonna fix that when I start to use the brush. Okay, that's gotta go like that. Now this bottom mountain's bigger than this top one, so I'll just have to make these a little deeper. So we're gonna make some trees. And so we go ahead and just start it up. Just start it up. Boom. There we go. Okay, there's a tree. And there's a tree. Okay. And like I said, I'm making them bigger and bigger. Now, I was going to announce this on Facebook, but I think I'll do it here. So if you're watching this video and you got this far through it, I'm going to be doing a new techniques series. After season 6 is over with, after this is all done, after we've got all the projects made, this will be, I think, the 6th video. So it'll be 4 more in season 6, I think, after this one. And that means that we'll be doing a techniques series video. So after this is all over with. So after this is all done, I'll be doing the techniques series videos. Okay, and we'll kind of separate this one just a little bit. I'm using a number 3 fan brush. You can do these big old trees with a number 3. Just as easy as a number 6. So this one's going to go clean off. So let's say it's about halfway through. There we go. Now this other side of the trees. And I may cut in between here just because. You've seen me do one side, I'm doing the same thing on this side. So I try to make these videos as short as possible. One reason is if they're shorter, there'll be less ads in here. So I noticed that what Google does is they're automatically doing the ads now. So we run ads on here just so it helps us with helping us produce the shows and everything like that. So we get small amount from those, but a little bit adds up after a little while to help us out just a little bit. And so if I can make these shorter, that's less ads they'll put in here for you. So there'll be less ads you'll have to see. I think one video they put like 7 ads in there. I'm like, wow. And I don't know how to remove them from the center. You know, maybe 1 or 2 in the middle's fine with me. You know, maybe a few like that, but not 7 ads. So what we'll do here is maybe I could speed it up a little bit. Maybe it won't, because I want you to see some of this, all of it. Okay, so this is now flipped over, and so you can kind of see how beautiful this bottom looks now. That's what this is going to look like. So, start working on these trees here. Now again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want to have a similar vibe to it, a similar look to it. I know people love the reflectors, so I thought we'll go all out and we'll do one that's a little bit more detailed, a little bit more precise. This one goes up just a little bit higher. Okay. Now stuff in the water is obviously going to be a little bit skewed because the water's moving and everything else. So that's why it doesn't have to be extreme. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I will cut after this tree is in, and then I will finish this side, come back, work on that side. I'll cut and we'll come back and fix some stuff there and there. Because I want to speed this up for you. Because if you see me do one tree, I'm doing the trees, I'm just stacking them up. I don't want it to be boring for you. We got a lot of mouse skippers, and there's really no point in making sure on each tree. Okay. Okay, so now that I have the trees all in here now, this is still the Waters trees. We have this guy down here still at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and start working on getting the highlights in on this stuff. Now, I don't want to get carried away here to where I mess this up to where I reflect the wrong bottom, because it's starting to look pretty good, and you can start to get confused if you're especially when you're filming. And trying to concentrate on trying to separate these two things. So what I'll do is I'll take my palette knife and I'm going to start working on making some tree stuff going on here. So I'll take that burnt umber and white. I'm just going to go in here and start creating some. I'm creating some of these trunks in here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do one side, then we'll work on the other side. I'm just going to take a peek, point, and just kind of Something like that right there. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. This little small row. Little small row of paint, and then take the peak, point of the knife, and just scratch in like that. Okay. That makes some very fast details in your painting of some tree limbs. Hope that helps you out there. Nice little tip. Okay. Alright, now I want to highlight these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a number 6 fan brush. And then I'm going to take some of this cadmium yellow light. And I'm going to grab a little bit of amazing white to go with it. Then a little sap green in there. Now the reason I'm going to use this particular color, a little bit of sap green in it. That way it's not too bright with yellow. And then eventually the color will dull down up on the canvas. So let's go up here now. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to make sure it's not too bright. It's a little bit bright. And I'm just going to highlight my trees. And it's still the water that I'm working on here, okay? So, and just make a decision and highlight them. Now, my highlights should have been going this way. But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to highlight these old trees. Just get them on. This is in the water, so I'm not even too worried. I'm not even too worried about it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start highlighting on this side now. So I'm going to start working on this side now. I've already got one tree in. Let's go ahead and finish the rest of these trees. And because I've already highlighted one side, I may go ahead and skip ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and do the big tree here for you. So you can see this one. So you see this big old tree being highlighted. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and highlight these real quickly. Again, I just want the color on these. This is the water. Okay, there we go. I said not to skip ahead. We'll just go ahead and finish it off right there. Big bunch of trees. Okay, and then right here in the center, I'm just going to touch. Just to kind of add some green back here. You know me, I like green. That's my favorite color. There we go. And we can just put it down here and reflect that on in there. That's going to be the one that's going to be the main highlight too. We just do it upside down. I got the one brush going. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we'll flip it around and I'll highlight the other side. So we're going to do the same thing, just add your little add the things to it and then scrape it. Okay, then I'm going to do the other side the same way. Okay, and so it's going to give you some extra little details in your painting. Okay, and then we'll just start to highlight these trees. Painting over, what am I painting today? 20 trees? I've never painted as many trees at one time, so. Never painted as many trees all at once, so. And it's just a cluster of trees, so branches get mixed in between branches, and you really don't know what you're seeing, so you just paint whatever. You know, give a little thought, you know, to it. Like I'm giving a few thought on a few of these branches, just so they kind of poke out a little better. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. I got that hair down there by my leg. I feel like they're gonna catch on fire. But yeah, just take your time with this painting. Do whatever. You know, it's a good practice. If you ain't good at evergreen trees, it's a bit good one to tackle, because it'll really take you through every thing you need to do for evergreen trees, and painting a bunch of them. So, okay. But we'll have a good picture of this on the Instagram page and on the Facebook. So if you follow us on those things, make sure you check those out. Everything goes on, usually goes on Instagram first. So if you want to have exclusive photos, Instagram is a good place to check out. We're going to start posting exclusive photos there. So if you have an Instagram page, make sure you follow us on there. The link will be in the description for that page. Help us reach a little bit more followers on there. I know a lot of folks have been asking me to do some more live shows. So if you want to see some live shows, let us know. We'll see what we can do with that. Okay. So I think I have this all highlighted. Alrighty, I have this painting all highlighted up. And the one thing I don't want to do is the smearing. A lot of people want to ask me about the smearing. I'm going to leave this one as it is. I'm going to highlight it with some, I'm going to have some ripples come through here. But I'm not going to smear the water. I think I'm going to leave it this as it is. I may not. I don't know yet. I'll decide. But I'm going to take burnt umber and come in here and put a banking in. Okay, so here comes the banking. It's that just burnt umber with the palette knife. Just that old burnt umber in there. Just a little line, a sliver. Bigger banking there. So bigger banking is in here. And then I'll just see what I'm doing here. Flip the knife over and just put the banking in upside down. Right through there's good. And then on this side, here comes the banking. And then upside down. And then with a little titanium white. It's kind of the same color we used to highlight the old mountain with. We'll use that to come in here and just highlight this banking. See? And then below it, on this side, below it. Okay, So now I need to decide if I want to make this look wavery. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, like water. Right now we got a mirror reflection going on. And so, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Okay, so what I've done is I'm going to grab me a brand new hake brush. Just throw it over there. And I'm going to use the hake brush on the bottom. I want it to be a very soft touch to it. So I'm going to use my signature hake brush, very soft brush. I needed a new one because I couldn't find my old one. So I just grabbed a new one. So I'll tell you what, let's go in here. We're going to close up on this and I'm going to show you how to, I'm going to do that with this brush. Alrighty, so I'm going to use this hake brush to gently, I don't think I touched it, gently do that. And I'm going to grab a paper towel at the same time and just do this to it. Just to knock some of this off, but I want this to be no questions about it. This is the water. Make sure your hake brush is dry. So if you ain't got a hake brush, I strongly recommend the hake brush for this. So I need this to be gentle. Gentle. Okay, so now that I got this blended up, instead of pushing down, because you push down, it's just going to really advance it up. Then I'm going to go across it. Gently going across it. And then wipe off the brush. Go across it, wipe off the brush. Go across it, wipe off the brush. Just to knock off some of this paint. I don't want to have this really smear a whole lot back here. We need to hit over top of those. Okay, there we go. And then to top it off, I'm going to use some palette knife with some titanium white on it. That's amazing white with it. And I'm just going to put some water lines in here. Now you can do whatever you want to do with this painting. You can really detail this. I just can't do too much because if I do, I'll have to cut a lot of stuff. I don't want to have to cut a lot of stuff. Okay, don't have to do that. Okay. Now if you hear that little sound in the background, that's my heater getting ready to go out on me. It's not too extremely cold out here, it just needs a little bit of extra. Alrighty, so I'm just going to add these little few little water lines. Okay. Just going to smack in a few little lines in here. And I'm kind of using this knife dry just to do this. Now you'll see that in some photographs. You'll see ripples in there that you can barely make out. That's what I'm going to do right now with a dry brush, dry knife. Okay. And there we have it. There we go. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed painting with me today. This has been a fun painting to do. It's kind of a part 2 to our reflection video we did a couple weeks ago. I know a lot of people really enjoyed that painting, and I wanted to do an updated version of that just so you can see another way to do it. Okay, so you can flip it around, do it that way, whichever way you feel like doing it. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure if you're not subscribed to subscribe to our channel here. It doesn't cost you a penny. Click the notification bell, that way you know when we upload new videos. And make sure you visit BrandonThomasArt.com, where you can purchase my signature art supplies, see other videos, and our Facebook groups and all that stuff. And social media is all on there, and so is the link in the descriptions. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me at the website at BrandonThomasArt.com or comment below. And until next time, this one's ready for an art gallery. So is yours, and I'll see you real soon.
The Painting with Magic Show with Brandon Thomas is brought to you by BrandonThomasArtSupply.com, home of the Brandon Thomas product line, and by the Brandon Thomas Instructor Team. Go to BrandonThomasArt.com to find an instructor near you.